Welcome to Benched. My name is Joey, joined as always by my brother co-host Angel. What's up, my guy?
What's up? It's a Bronco Victory Sunday, baby.
Yeah, broke out the champion Bronco sweater.
Had to do it.
I like it.
I'm a little warm in here. It's okay though.
Yeah, I will say though, haven't seen that in a minute.
Yeah.
You've been hiding a little bit.
I'm cautiously optimistic about this season, so I'll cautiously be optimistic about my Bronco gear.
Safe
Even though I
enough.
have a Bronco jersey on the wall.
Week number 8, almost in the books here. Go over to producer's desk, double barrel action, but a chocolate flavor.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, it's our show. We can say it. That's our brand. That's our brand.
Yeah, melanin men.
We are very dark on this show. All of us combined.
Everybody.
We got rid of our lightest skin Mexican. Let's go. Producer desk, though, we got Terrell over there today, filling in for Gabe, and then, of course, AJ Woodson.
What up?
Week 8, boys, how did it land for you?
Good. I mean, all teams won, right?
Everybody won for everybody in this room.
Big day for Bo Nix.
Good day for Bo Nix.
Yeah,
3 touchdowns.
3 tutties.
Bryce Young's still not very good.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
And then over on the varsity, big day for Jalen Hurts.
Big day.
You know what I'm saying? See those veiled shot.
You have more championships than you. That's actually a fact. That's actually a fact.
See how you said it? And you immediately like,
Bars.
yeah.
That was so Dwight Schrute.
Listen,
Yeah.
actually.
Episode 175 of the Benched show, Monday, October 28th, 2024. On today's episode, you heard it, news, benchies, ball don't lie. It's going to be a good episode. Week 8 was nuts.
Wild.
It was pretty crazy.
A lot
and
of.
you know what sucks? I listened to most of it in the car. And I've been driving all day.
was a great
I woke
day.
up in San Diego. It was my wife's and I's anniversary last week.
Nice.
wow.
And we didn't get a second.
Anniversary.
Congratulations.
We
5 years?
5 years. We didn't get a second to celebrate. And so to prove my love, I said, you know what I'm going to do, babe? Sunday morning, I'll give it to you.
Wow.
We're going to breakfast Sunday morning.
Okay. That's what you're gonna do. Okay.
So I went to
that
breakfast.
That was the plan.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, I said that.
I was like, wow.
Sorry, babe. Never mind. That's not what I meant.
We're doing
I'm
ball
gonna
don't
keep-
lie a little early.
I'm going to give her my time.
There it is.
Fools.
Whatever you call it,
yeah.
dude. You know what I'm saying? You get
We went to
married?
breakfast.
Joey's special time.
We went to breakfast, damn it. We went to breakfast. We went to breakfast after we walked over to a coffee shop, and we had a good time. But because of that, missed most of the games this morning. Had to catch up on highlights and stuff, and then listen to the rest of it on the 3.5-hour drive from San Diego to my home.
That's a bummer because it was a really good game of football.
Seemed like it.
And upsets, too.
If you're watching on YouTube, welcome to the channel.
Hi.
Subscribe, notifications, all those good things. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, thanks for joining the audio version of the podcast. Like, subscribe, notifications, leave a review. And then, of course, join us on Instagram, X, and TikTok to follow the show between the show. Searched at Benched Show for that. And then check out benchshow.com, home of the Bench Beat, articles on fandom, fantasy, and all things NFL.
Yeah. Real quick, non-NFL. Shout out to the Dodgers. Up 2-0 in the World Series.
Yeah, up to going back to New York for 3.
Yep. We live in L.A., so we're allowed to talk about this. We're all Dodger fans here.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's
And,
incredible.
I didn't get to go to the last, none of us did, because there wasn't a parade. There's no parade for the last championship, the COVID championship.
The vid champ.
So that parade, I don't want to talk about a parade that hasn't happened. I don't want to jinx it.
Let's not get ahead of
But
it.
if there's a parade,
Bench is going.
Oh, he's there. Oh, big time.
we might skip that show.
Boots on the ground. Yeah.
We might skip that show.
It's gonna be.
We'll be busy.
It's gonna be like Gotham down there. It's gonna be wild.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. But anyways, back to the NFL. Really, all the sports are going right now. It's a great time. Not only to be a Los Angeles sports fan, but just a sports fan in general. They're all cooking right now.
Yeah, it's all good. Lakers are off to a good start.
3-0.
Lakers.
No, don't
Don't ruin that one.
Don't ruin that one. That's Lake Show, baby.
That's how you sounded when you said it.
The Lakers. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound like that. My bad.
It is Monday, and on Monday, we get into the benchies. In case this is, holy shit, that's loud. Can you put it down a little bit? In case this is your first episode, or you haven't watched in a minute, benchies are where we give away awards somewhat sarcastically.
Yeah.
Most of the time sarcastically. We rarely are giving like actual praise to players.
Congratulations.
The only one I can think of was when we gave the whole Packers staff.
For shaking their
Don't say we. Yeah, Gabe, yeah, exactly.
I was trying to.
Come on.
I'll get it started here. The I don't need friends benchy goes to Sean Payton, who pulled the ultimate a-hole move by faking a field goal and running a trick play on 4th down while being up 28-7. J.C. Horn let him know after. Sean Payton just doesn't care.
That's how you do it, Sean.
He doesn't need friends. That's not why he's here. And good thing, because I don't think he has a single friend in the league.
Yeah, I don't think he has any. Literally, he's making swinging enemies.
He sits by himself at the lunch table.
Also, I was like, J.C. Horn wants to be a free agent in a couple years. I mean, it'd be nice to get J.C. Horn.
Guess where he's not going?
He's not going to Denver now.
Yeah.
My benchy goes to the it's the Will Levis Award for the dumbest player of the week. That goes to the whole Las Vegas Raiders for playing a video. Remember this offseason they played the video with Kermit the Frog.
Oh yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, just for them to lose 27 to 20 at home.
That's pretty funny though.
But they solved it though. They could remember last year, we found a way to beat the Chiefs. No, you didn't. You guys still fucking suck.
Yeah, they had their day of reckoning. They almost won though.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a crazy victory lap for Patrick Mahomes, but you won. Defense kind of bailed you out there at the end, and that video looks all the more stupid. Terrell, what you got?
All right, my benchy is let him cook. James Cook, bounce back game today. 17 carries, 111 yards, 2 TDs against the Seahawks, just grinding them into the ground. Seahawks had no answers for this Bills running game. Bills are on fire, baby.
Hey, shout out to Terrell for bringing the positivity
Yeah.
to the match.
Yeah.
Good job, Terrell, because my second one is not positive.
Yeah.
AJ, we got.
This is the hang in there boys benchy to Shan Sheriff and RJ Choppy. Do you guys know who that is?
The hell is that?
They are the hosts of of Shan and RJ on 103.5 The Fan. That is Dallas's radio show.
I know what this is.
And we know who's going to show up on there. Jerry Jones.
Do they still have their jobs? Did Jerry fire him?
He threatened to.
Go ahead, H. Go ahead.
Go in.
Do it, H.
What a prick, dude. to go to someone's that's like their livelihood. Their whole career is being radio hosts. To go on there, I might replace you with some other fucking yes man. Fuck you, Jerry. That's so fucked up to do to normal people who have normal jobs go in. They work the morning show 6 in the morning.
They're 5 a.m. They're on.
And then
talking about your team.
Yeah, talking about your team, propping your team up, and your team is ass, and you're mad at them because they ask you regular questions about not even crazy questions. Just what can you improve? And then he's an idiot. He's aged horribly.
Yeah, if you're living under a rock, you know what he's talking about. Last week on Jerry Jones' Weekly Hit on the radio show that AJ mentioned, he was asked about his offseason moves and did not take it well.
No.
And threatened the jobs of the radio host that apparently he pays for, which sounds like a little bit
little vertical integration.
Yeah,
there's a term for you.
So you pay the media outlet to propagate
and he
your
gets
message.
to go on every week.
Interesting. Here we go. My second one. The immediate karma benchy goes to Tyreek Stevenson, who is seen in this viral video taunting the home Washington Commanders crowd seconds before Jaden Daniels and Noah Brown connect on a game-winning Hail Mary. Bonus benchy to Zach Ertz because he's the last one who touched it, and it's a great play by him because he's an ex-Eagle.
What? He touched it? This is incredible, bro.
Jaden Daniels, there's 65 yards in the air by the
With
way.
broken ribs.
65 yards, broken ribs. Look at Zach Ertz with the tip. Holy shit.
Man.
Fly Eagles fly, baby. We stay winning. We stay winning.
Texans shouldn't have got rid of Noah Brown. He's pretty good.
Yeah. That being said, two of the more promising quarterbacks in the NFL, that game was ass.
Yeah.
They both did impress me today, and that was not great for. It's not what we expected.
Jaden Daniels I was more impressed by him. Gabe Williams.
I wasn't impressed. Are we impressed by either of them?
Yeah, not really.
We were impressed by
Not a good showing.
12-0, all field goals for the majority of the game. No,
It's pretty bad.
it was boring.
Anyone else got a benchy?
Yeah, I got one. Keeping up with the negativity here. Welcome to the ass class.
Oh,
All
wow.
right, so we already have our current enrollees: the Panthers, Raiders, Jags, Pats, Titans, Giants, Saints. They're already in the ass class. Welcome the newest members of the ass class, the New York Jets. They are here,
Yep.
2-6, 5 straight losses, 0-3 since firing Robert Saleh. Welcome to the ass class, New York Jets.
We're gonna talk about them later, but yeah, that's
I love that you just broke a new segment at the
yeah.
show.
And then
And apparently you've been doing it. Like you're your third member.
Keeping up tabs.
you put teams in there for us, so now we can't. Even, I was like, Patriots actually are pretty decent. I was like, oh, wait, hold on, wait, yeah.
That's
They're in there. The
Yeah.
Jets are sitting in the back,
Jets-
but they're in the ass class.
Jets are ridiculous, though.
That's class.
That's great.
It's fantastic, Terrell. Hey, good work by Terrell today.
Yeah.
Oh, incredible.
That's called innovation, man.
Yeah. We're getting some real production out of that chair.
yeah.
Yeah.
I bring nothing. I brought the Will Levis Award. That's what I
Yeah.
brought.
Yeah.
So
You want to pat your back about anything else? Because
Just
we were
saying.
talking about Terrell.
why am I doing that today?
You're like, that's cool. What did I do?
It's all about
Jesus.
me. No, sorry. Go ahead.
All right, let's get into the news. All right. The news is brought to you by HUEGA Hats. Use our code BENCH to get 15% off. They got some dope hats. Unfortunately, you might not want that Aaron Rodgers 20th season hat because...
Unless you're a big Aaron Rodgers fan, I guess.
or Aaron Rodgers. That's the only person I've actually seen wear it.
It's sold out on the website, and I was like, is it though? Who's buying this? I guess Jets fans are.
This happened last week, but we need to cover it as a show here. Viking star left tackle Christian Darrishaw suffered a season-ending knee injury Thursday night's game against the Rams. Not being talked about a lot. Huge blow for the Vikings here.
Yeah, as soon as he went out,
Massive.
the offensive line. I mean, the last play of the game, it wasn't the left side, but still the offensive line gave up a sack. This is a big deal. This is one of the best offenses in the league, and primarily because their offensive line gives Sam Darnold time, and it's huge. They need to be aggressive with replacing this because who was Kessenberry, right? Or Quessenberry?
Yeah, Kessenberry went in and he was
very bad.
Very, very bad.
Yeah, there's got to be some tackles out there that you can get. Is Jason Peters signed? He's
Yeah, I
always
think he is.
He's always out there
He's
somewhere.
on the Seahawks practice squad.
Oh, go get him then.
I'm telling you right now, he's not the answer.
Something's better.
He's
Anything's
not
better
the
than
answer.
Quessenberry.
Moving ahead here, a little wide receiver market news as we are 9 days away from
9.
Not only voting day, but more importantly, the trade deadline. Adam Schefter reports with Sean McVay practically yanking Cooper Kupp off the trade market. Let's stop right there. How funny is this? Who's the owner? What's his name?
The Rams guy?
The Rams owner. God,
Stan
is our
Kroenke.
city.
Stan Kroenke.
Kroenke's out there shopping Cooper Kupp. And McVay says, oh, no.
No.
Not on my watch.
Coop.
That's my guy.
Yeah, he's got probably about 4 or 5 needles of just painkillers in his body. Just put him on the field.
Yeah, he took one look at him behind that podium with his muscles rippling and thought, no.
No.
He's not playing for another
This
team.
is my baby boy. You're
That's
not
a
gonna-
Ram.
Yeah, that's a Ram.
So he's not on the market anymore because they look pretty good. They won. They beat the Vikings.
One game out of first place in there in the
Not bad.
NFC West.
And so Adam Schefter here reports that the two receivers generating the most conversations are Deontay Johnson, and unfortunately the list is going to end there because it was Christian Kirk. He broke his collarbone today, so that's not happening. Deontay Johnson might bring a pretty little penny to the Panthers here.
I saw something like, hey, the Steelers have been looking for a wide receiver the entire year. They should go get Deontay Johnson. It makes me wonder, like, why'd you trade him in the first place?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you kind of need him because as soon as you trade him, you've been trying to get everybody to go on your team.
I mean, he definitely has some diva energy if you ever heard him talk, but what receiver does?
they're all
Yeah.
divas,
like
dude.
they're unless you're like DJ Moore,
Jerry Jones,
Amari Cooper,
Larry
Julio
Fitzgerald.
Jones,
and
Julio
Larry
Jones,
Fitzgerald, you're gonna be a diva. But
Yeah.
Deontay Johnson, I know we floated some other names out of there.
this is
it felt like the Browns were showcasing, like, hey, we got some guys you might want to trade for today.
Yeah.
I think maybe Cedric Tillman's probably staying there, but maybe Elijah Moore. He had a good game today. David Njoku.
Joku.
He goes on. Any other receivers that you think might be or should be added to this list?
What? Who was it on the NBC? On the on the Fox pregame show, they were saying like ETN, not a receiver. ETN's out there, and every year Darius Slayton's out there. He's never gonna get moved though. If he's not getting moved by now, he's not getting moved.
I think we might be the only podcast like in our realm who brings up Darius Slayton so much.
Actually, it's probably just because of me.
Every time you bring up Darius Slayton, like, yeah, I guess he's.
You know, actually, I love him in Madden too. He's pretty good in Madden.
As far as like big time names, so yeah, ETN would be interesting.
Yeah.
Going somewhere. He has a hard time staying healthy, but it would be a splash for
Then
sure. 49ers?
Mingo, the Panthers wide.
Jonathan Mingo.
Treylon Burks.
Mingo, Treylon Burks.
Treylon Burks.
He's on IR, so he's probably not getting moved unless you have to pass a physical right to.
You can be traded on IR now. I think they trade that they changed that rule a couple of years ago.
Oh, Treylon Burks, get out of Tennessee because it is a shit show there.
You know, a guy I've been stashing in fantasy in hopes that he'd be traded. I haven't heard his name out there yet, but Adam Thielen.
Thielen.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
For some reason, no one wants Hunter Renfrow. He's just out there.
Jeez.
Yeah, you know what's crazy?
What happened to Hunter
Speaking
Renfrow?
of non-divas, I was like, he's like the most like workman wideout we have in the league. He's like,
1,000-yard season, like.
I don't know. Maybe the John Gruden thing scared everyone off. He's like John Gruden's boy.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
Oh, he's associated with Gruden.
I don't. But it sucks though.
So Hunter Renfro's a racist.
So he was getting those emails.
Oh.
The email was to him.
Oh.
And Riley Cooper. Is that right? Is that the old Eagles?
yeah.
Oh God, he was legit racist.
Cooper.
And then the lineman for the Dolphins.
Oh, man,
What's his name?
Richie Incognito.
Can't you see all them hanging out? Like just
Dang.
Riley Cooper, man. I haven't heard that
man, I
name in a
forgot
while.
Riley Cooper, Richie Incognito.
What did Riley Cooper say again? I'm forgetting.
He said the N-word.
It's a lot of stuff.
He just said, he said the N-word.
No context. He just said
Just said it.
He went to the media.
No, he was at a Morgan Wallen
The concert. Yeah.
He was at a Morgan Wallen concert,
that's the
which
wrong place to be.
Angel has him on his. Oh my God!
Oh, what?
He apologized.
Breaking news.
He was drunk.
On Black Hand Side Day?
Yeah, come on. Look, listen, he was drunk. He makes a mistake. He apologized. He's a great artist and a great.
On Dark Monday, you're gonna have that on the wall.
Listen,
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Midnight Monday.
Oh, there it is.
No, never mind. I'll get myself in trouble.
I love that we can get as racist as we want.
Oh, I got Anderson Paak on there. See,
okay.
I have black friends.
He's Korean.
Ah, shit.
Let's move on for Angel. Recently fired Jets head coach Robert Saleh last week joined the Packers in a fluid role described by Matt LaFleur. Here's a quote. I think he's got an elite defensive mind. That's why I want him on the offensive side. He can help us attack the defenses. Packers won, so maybe this works. You think he sticks around? Is this consequential? Is this, Is he, if you're the defense coordinator, are you worried?
Yeah,
I'm not, because the defense is playing great.
quick note, I found out that he was the best man in LaFleur's wedding.
There you go.
So they're really close friends. No, this is just because they both hate Aaron Rodgers with the fury of 1,000 suns, and they talk shit about Aaron Rodgers in the private meetings. This is all that. I mean, it helps a little bit.
When they were having coffee today after the game,
Yeah.
Saleh and LaFleur,
Yeah.
what were they more excited about? The Packers win or the fact that the Jets just lost their fourth in a row?
The Jets lost the fourth in a row. Yeah.
We're going to talk about the Jets at some point, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
Cool.
Fourth
I'll
or
wait then.
Fifth.
Fifth loss in a row. Even better.
Loss in a row.
Even better.
They have not
Jesus.
won since Robert Saleh tried to hug Aaron Rodgers in that Patriots game Thursday night.
But it's Robert Saleh's fault. Let's not forget that.
All you need is love. All you need is love.
We'll talk about it later.
All right, last one here. In the line of teams we like to pile on this show, John Mara, owner of the New York Football Giants, promises that GM Joe Shane and head coach Brian Daboll will be back in 2025. Here's the quote from the great owner, John Mara. Obviously, we're all very disappointed with where we are right now, that being dead last in the NFC East. And are they members of the ass class?
In the ass class.
Newly inducted members of the ass class. But he's very disappointed about that. I'm going to say this one thing. We're not making any changes this season. And I do not anticipate making any changes this offseason either. So John Mara said, listen, it just has to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah. I mean, we can't get any lower than this, right? We can't get lower than Daniel Jones, right? Yes, you can.
Terrell, any possibility there is a advantage to making this statement in week 8 of the NFL season?
No, I mean, he already laid it out that he doesn't anticipate getting rid of them, but we all know that Dr. Robotnik is getting fired.
You think so?
Yeah. He's getting fired this
Dr.
offseason.
Who?
That's Dr. Eggman.
Dr.
Sonic.
Eggman.
Terrell changed.
Terrell is on it today.
You know what?
This Terrell shit.
That might be your new chair, Terrell.
What the fuck? Where was this guy?
Jesus.
Making up segments and doing this?
But
Thank you.
so you think it's just a straight up lie? You think
Yeah, no, this is a bluff. I mean, everybody does this. They say like, "Oh no, he's good. No, we're not moving anybody," and then they're getting moved. Right? So he's gone.
Do owners know they don't have to give interviews? Like they don't have to say a word. No, they don't. Like they actually don't. I think one time a year they do, like in the off season.
Don't tell them that.
At the owners'
Like
meetings.
when's the last time me and you have heard our owner speak?
Jeffrey Lurie.
Jeffrey Lurie. You never hear from
Never
him.
hear him. You know why? Because you have a head coach for that.
Yeah, you're the head coach.
part of his job.
To do, head coach, then the football operations guy. He usually handles all the other business stuff. That's what you have. You kind of delegate this stuff. You don't need to talk. Just shut up.
Yeah, but the owners who talk a lot are the owners of the ass class teams.
That's true. I don't.
Jerry.
Is there an owner that is outspoken and they have a good
And
team?
winning.
Raiders guy.
I never even seen the Ravens owner or the
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Steelers owner. Like,
And you hear how trash the Hunt family is with Kansas City. You
Right.
never hear from them, though.
True.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Well, you hear from him on the podium after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
When they're accepting the Super Bowl trophy.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, okay. This is
There he is.
This is the rich,
Accepting another Super Bowl
the
trophy.
rich billionaire who made a ton of money off of us.
Yeah, I mean, look at the teams in the ass class. Panthers, you hear from their owner. Raiders, you hear from their owner. Jags, you hear from their owner.
Jets.
And the Jets, you hear from their owner, and the Giants as well.
This week, I'm getting Terrell an affiliate partnership for that ass class.
some Charmin or something.
Who should that be sponsored by? Dude Wipes?
Angel sauce.
Yeah, Dude
Dude
Wipes.
Wipes? What's that, Manscaped?
Yeah.
We're getting some kind of... It needs to be sponsored by
Hey,
something.
is anybody on the wait list for the ass class? Like on the
Chill, easy now.
registration?
It's growing.
Yeah,
Dear God.
This ass is growing, baby.
No, yeah, the
Love to
ass
see
class is growing right now.
I think
right
Cincinnati's
now.
filling out an application.
Cincinnati, they're close. They're on the brink.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can see them.
They're in the waiting room right now. Just kind of mowing up. Just
Pending
pulling it
a
over.
credit check.
Seeing if they're
The Browns are close. The Browns are close. No pun intended. The Browns being ass, but but
Got to get the lob there.
Yeah.
The Raiders are in there, right?
the Raiders are in there. They're
How
in the
close
ass
were the
class.
Broncos at one point?
Chill.
No, I mean Broncos were not. In the,
I feel like they were invited to the meeting, but they weren't forced to sign up
I
yet.
mean they were 0-2. At 0-2, we don't really touch anyone yet.
Yeah. Sean Payton will be damned.
Well, at what point do they start touching...
You start touching ass class when you get to the trade deadline. That's when we start. That's when we start enrolling in the ass
We
class.
start grabbing ass. Yeah. Sorry. It was right there, and I saw it, and I was like, yes.
But I'm not going to not go for it.
I was like, this shit is mine. This is why I'm on the show. This is
Dear God. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get into Monday's segment, Ball Don't Lie. Be right back. This segment is brought to you by UltimateAutographs.com. Have you ever wanted to own your very own piece of signed memorabilia? For most, the dream of collecting NFL memorabilia seems distant because of high cost. But UltimateAutographs.com has created an easy way to start collecting: live breaks. Live breaks are events where a host opens up boxes of memorabilia live and gives you a shot to win authentic sports memorabilia for a fraction of the cost. Here's how it works. First, dive into the action by buying a spot. If you use our code BENCHME15, that's BENCHME15, you'll receive 15% off your first live break entry. Then, just pick what type of memorabilia you'll want to win and secure it with a simple payment. Now you're in the game. Next, get ready for the main event. Watch the excitement unfold live. Be part of the anticipation as we prepare to reveal what's hidden in each box. Finally, here comes the moment you've been waiting for. If the piece we unveil matches your spot, victory. That piece of history is now yours to keep. So, are you ready to join the excitement? Secure your spot, tune in live, and let the fun begin. Don't forget, use our code BENCHME15, that's BENCHME15, to receive 15% off your first live break entry, and good luck. All right, Ball Don't Lie, Monday's segment where we just react to what we actually saw on the field, and because the ball don't lie.
No, doesn't
It
lie.
don't lie. What you put on the field, that's who you is.
Yeah, you can say all you want Thursday, Friday, interviews. Once it's Sunday, it's different.
I think the player version of this is tape doesn't lie, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
What do you
Film don't
think?
lie.
Film don't lie. There it is. There it is.
Film don't lie.
What do you think the mood is in the locker room when they see Tyreek Stevenson tomorrow mocking the crowd
Tough.
seconds before they lose on a Hail Mary?
Tough, because they're trying to get out of us because they've been bad for a while. So they're trying to change a culture, and that just leads them back to the old culture where they're not serious about winning, not serious about every single play, and then look what happens.
All right, Ball Don't Lie. I'll get it started just because I'm so excited to say this. I've been waiting. I've been cultivating. Ball Don't Lie. The Eagles are back, and we all overreacted.
Here we go.
The Eagles are back, and maybe they never left. The only losses, and I will say that we have this year are a loss to the Saints, where we were missing A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith.
Bucks,
Devonta Smith, and we beat the Saints. A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, and Lane Johnson. And then to the Falcons, where Saquon dropped the ball that could have iced the game after Jalen Hurts beautifully led us down the field for a game-winning drive. Beat the Bengals. And before I get like, oh, you beat the Bengals, Joe Burrow, 6th in the league in passing, held him to 234, 17 points. We scored 37 ourselves. We would have scored 44 at the end. If Sean Payton was our coach, we would have scored that extra touchdown.
Absolutely.
For sure. the last 3 games, we have a differential of 85 to 36. Dominating. Absolutely dominating. Eagles are back. And I never understood like why the significant drop. And I will reference your top 10 because they like fell out of the top 10. And then they've had a hard time like climbing to like 6 or 7. They have everything you want from a top team. Like they're beating the teams on their schedule. They have an elite coaching staff. And even Nick Sirianni, he's gotten a lot of hate. The guy's 39-19 as head coach of the Eagles. That is second among active coaches in winning percentage. Like, we have the star power. We have Jalen Hurts is taking care of the football. We're back.
Have you seen the schedule coming up too? It's a breeze.
Give it to me.
Jacksonville,
Dub.
Dallas, Washington,
Major dub.
Rams.
I can't wait to play Washington.
I know.
I'm so sick of
Put a stop to this.
Please stop this nonsense.
What?
Yeah.
Beat the Ravens and the Bears.
They beat the Bears on a Hail Mary. I mean, props to you, but come on.
Okay, go ahead.
Who else?
Okay, so we got Jacksonville, Dallas, Washington, LA Rams, Baltimore. Who
Rams are tough.
Baltimore,
tough.
you can pass on that team though. They have shown that many times.
Yeah.
Carolina, Pittsburgh, and then our division again: Washington, Dallas, and the Giants.
We go on a little run here, and I think we might even crack your top 6 or 7.
I think they were number 8 last week or 7. Yeah. Yeah. You know. Yeah. They've always had the tools. It's nice to see them back together because they were like one of the weird teams where like there's so much talent, but they were so bad to watch. They were so like clunky. But yeah, I'm glad they're getting it. You know, together, trying to keep up with the Commanders. I can't wait for that game. That's gonna be a good game because by that time, the Commanders would have solidified even more, and then so would have you guys. So it's a good, you know.
I legitimately don't think that would be a competitive football game.
I will agree with what Angel said too, though. Pre-bye week, they were pretty bad to watch.
Yeah,
the Eagles.
Yeah. Even in the, we watched game 1 together against Green Bay. I wasn't all that impressed with what I saw, even though we came out with the win. And then the Saints game, yeah, we were down a couple guys.
that seems like a year ago.
But post-bye, I mean, even that Browns game that we kind of gave up some stupid scoring opportunities for the Browns.
Yeah.
We've just been a lot better to watch.
Been dominant. Look like one of the best teams in the NFL. Jalen Hurts taking care of the football is the biggest change, I think, for this team. The youth movement is on in the secondary, especially. Even up front, Kobe Dean's balling out. Nolan Smith had a great game today. Eagles are really like young on defense. Fangio has them flying around. They got rid of Devin White, and it doesn't seem like it's affected them at all. And A.J. Brown, man. A.J. Brown is the most important person to this offense. I think more important than Saquon Barkley now, actually. Because they look like a different team without A.J. Brown.
He is the most ridiculous security blanket at the wide receiver position.
Yeah.
If we need anything to happen, we throw a fade to A.J. Brown.
Yeah. Not to mention Devonta Smith is like, I mean, I don't want it's too much hyperbole here, but he might be like one of the best twos like in the league right now. He is definitely one of them. He might be the best. Because he had an incredible catch today over the shoulder. After an incredible throw by Jalen Hurts. Saquon's doing his thing. As long as we can keep him healthy, I think this Eagle team is back. We had 2022 vibes today.
Yeah. You guys look pretty solid.
I'll give it to Terrell. Terrell said last week when I said Eagles might be back. I'm not sure. Terrell said, no. I'll correct you. They're back.
Yeah,
Terrell?
They're back. They're winning the division like picked at the beginning of the season. They're with Saquon now. Jalen Hurts being the old Jalen Hurts running the football. You know. Pounding the rock.
2 rushing touchdowns today for Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, two rushing touchdowns. Like if you can have that.
3.
Oh, yeah, it was 3. Three
That's
touchdowns.
crazy.
Oh baby.
And then you get him throwing those like the dime to Devontae Smith. You get him actually completing balls down the field. The Eagles are pretty scary. They're a tough team. They're a tough out. And the NFC is a little murky. I mean, I still got the Lions at the top of the conference, but it's not out of the question for the Eagles to be in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, I think the Lions. As an Eagle fan, I will say the Lions are the best team in the NFL.
Lions.
Maybe like they did drop 52 today.
They're insane.
Yeah,
they lost Aiden Hutchinson and got better.
They dropped 52 in the third and then sat everybody.
They're incredible to watch, but it's not Lions take.
I do want to see the other side real quick. Bengals go to 3-5. The disaster season continues,
Which you predicted.
but they've lost by less than a touchdown to the Chiefs, to the Ravens, and to the Commanders. So I feel like this is like this is the team that they're 100% better than 3-5, But where do you go from here? Do you keep
trucking? What else are you gonna do?
It doesn't sound like going to sell off. They asked Joe Burrow, like, what do you have to say about this start that you're having? And he said, we need 10 games to make the playoffs. That's what we're going for right now. We got to win 7 out of 9 or something like that. And so they're not. I don't think they're going to be sellers. Like I think they are.
Yeah,
and I don't think they're going to win that many games going forward.
I don't think so either.
Shout out to Joe Burrow's confidence because he's just taking them through this season.
Yeah, but bottom line, Eagles are back, and just 2 weeks away from this Commanders game where we settle that nonsense, and we're right back top.
Nonsense.
We got
okay. Yeah, bottom line, I don't want to hear shit about the Jets anymore. The Jets are done. The Jets are cooked. I don't want to hear anything. For the whole offseason, we've been very pro Jets, both of us. They have Aaron Rodgers. We kind of predicted that they were gonna get Devontae Adams. So the season goes on. They fire Saleh because he's the problem. They changed the play caller because that was the problem. They got Devontae Adams because that was the solution, and they still lost. And they still lost to the Patriots. The only wins have been against Will Levis and the Titans, and the Patriots when they had Jacoby for the week 3, but they lost to the Patriots today. This Jets team is bad. They're not good. You can't convince me at all. I don't care if they go on a 3-game win streak. They're not good. They're dysfunctional. They have no leader. They have no rhythm. They're just a stats-based team. Because if you go on the box score today, Aaron Rodgers had two touchdowns. Wilson went off. Breece Hall went off. But this team is just stats. There's no substance. There's no leadership. I'm not ever this year you're not gonna convince me that they're a playoff team. I don't trust them at all. I don't like them. They're not a good football team, and because they lost 6 games. They're 2-6. They're the number 15 seed in the AFC. Like that's how many teams are in the NFL. Like they're not good. I'm tired of talking about them as a good team. I'm tired of defending them. Like they're just done. They're cooked.
I don't get this team. Their roster's so stacked. They're healthy. They're not even hurt, but they just can't pull it together. It's a continuity thing. And the biggest problem with this team is that they need a great defense to win, even with Aaron Rodgers. And they don't have a great defense anymore. I don't know maybe that's Robert Saleh not being in the building anymore.
Maybe.
I don't know what it is. But the defense gave up, I think, 31 points last week, 25 today to the Jacoby Brissett Patriots, and is not doing his thing anymore. We have to start asking serious questions about Sauce Gardner. He's been absolute ass. And I think that's their biggest problem. Unfortunately, like, Aaron Rodgers is going to get the brunt of this. And he should. He's kind of made himself the target, and he's the quarterback, so that, given with the position. But to me, the biggest problem with this is coaching and the lack thereof, and this defense.
Yeah.
Like, firing Saleh might have actually been the move that tanked your season.
Yeah, because now you don't have a leader. You don't have anyone who could take the punches. Now it's just Aaron Rodgers or this team, this like faceless team who's taking the punches now.
Yeah. Guys, Jets.
The biggest problem with this team is they're the Jets. Like, we said this at the beginning of the season, we're like, the Bills, they're not going to win this division. It's up for grabs, And I said, look, the Jets might win. The Jets have a 40-year-old quarterback coming off an Achilles injury. He hasn't been good since 2021 when he won the MVP. The Jets are the Jets. They've always been garbage. So I've already said it. Like, I was dubbed the Jets hater a couple weeks ago. They suck. The Jets have nothing going for them. They have talent. They have skilled players, but they can't put it together. The Jets, they're a reason they joined the ass class.
There's just no reason that the Jets and the Patriots are both 2-6. Like, if you look at the off seasons and the rosters that these two teams have, it's just like shame on you for being neck and neck with the Patriots at this point.
Yeah, it's the wideout room is fantastic. The running back room is fantastic. The offensive line is passable. The defense has stars everywhere. And you're 2-6. You had to split the series with the Patriots, who have no wideout and an okay running game. Like it's embarrassing. Like,
let me give you this. Let me give you this question then, so we can move on off just crapping on them. You're the GM of the Jets. You have 3 moves to make to fix this organization.
Retire from being the Jets GM.
Okay.
No. Go. Sheesh.
It's not the exercise, Terrell.
I'm going to scout every college quarterback because they're 2-6.
Yeah, you're not fixing it this year.
That's a top 5 pick. And I don't care if Aaron Rodgers gets mad or bitching or starts bitching about it. I'm picking a top 5 quarterback next year because that's my pick right now.
Interesting. So your first one would be quarterback.
Yeah, because look at the Commanders. Look how it flips so fast. Look at the Texans of 2 years ago. One quarterback can change the whole thing. You got to start with quarterback, and then obviously you got to hire a head coach.
I don't know if I agree with that because the Commanders and the Texans didn't have Aaron Rodgers at the quarterback before. They had Davis Mills and whoever the hell was playing quarterback for the Commanders last year.
Well, something's not working.
Taylor Heineke or Sam Howell.
Yeah, like
I'm not getting. I'm draft quarterback, and I don't care what Aaron Rodgers thinks. He can stay on the team or not. I'm draft quarterback, and I'm going to move on.
What Joey's saying is it was such a further jump from what they had to what they got. I think he's giving Aaron Rodgers a little more credit here.
I'm going head coach. That's the first thing I'm doing.
I mean, obviously, yeah, but like
I think that's their most glaring need.
It's offensive line. The offensive line is atrocious. That's where you got to start. You build from the inside out. You look at the team that has the blueprint. Everybody needs to follow is the Detroit Lions. They started with the offensive line.
Yeah,
they revamped the offensive line, and then it was head coach. You bring in the gritty, the tough, the no BS, Dan Campbell, and then that's where they start. Then you start to add the running game in, and it's ground and pound. You remember that Detroit Lions team from 2 years ago, they didn't make the playoffs, but they scared a lot of teams down the stretch.
Yeah.
And they knocked the Packers out of the playoffs.
Yes, they did. Yep.
They knocked the Packers out of the playoffs. So that's the team everybody's got to look at. It starts with O-line, then it's head coach, then you bolster with that running game, and then the rest of the pieces fall into place. Remember, Jared Goff wasn't even supposed to be there. He's the bridge quarterback.
Right.
So it's got to be O-line they have to address first.
Ooh, Vrabel there would be nice.
Vrabel would be nice.
Tough guy.
You're gonna have to go to Aaron Rodgers though at some point and say, listen,
God, dude,
we need to bring in a head coach and we need to bring in a real offensive coordinator. And if you're on board with that, cool. We want to rock with you because I think Aaron Rodgers, still has enough in the tank to win a Super Bowl if you surround him with the team that this is supposed to be. But if he's not on board with that, then I love your plan. No, but we're gonna start over then because we're not gonna be bad at the expense of you.
Yeah.
I think either way you go with Angel's plan. You look at this roster, the stars are young. At some point, you're going to have to make that transition from Aaron Rodgers. Why not make that first attempt as soon as you possibly can in case it doesn't work so you can make another attempt in the coming years?
And some people will go with that just because you have the philosophy of, well, when's the next time we're going to be this bad?
Yeah, exactly.
And pick this early.
Yip. With this roster.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not terrible. I still don't know if that's like the way to fix the team. I feel like that's like fixing the future way down the road when Aaron Rodgers is gone. I'm saying, how do you fix this team?
Oh, like this year? Oh.
Because you have to go for it with this team.
Yeah.
You already made the all-in moves.
There's no other moves that they can make.
There's no waving the white flag now.
You can't fire Jeff Ulbrich because he's the interim coach. And then who are you going to put, like, there's nothing you could do.
And you're going to go get an offensive coordinator off the street at this point in the season?
Yeah, not mid-season. I'm saying off-season. You're getting new coaching staff.
Yeah, there's this year it's whatever they have. And whatever they have is a 2-6 team, which is sad because that's not a 2-6 roster. This is a top of the AFC roster, but they're literally below the Patriots, Jaguars, and Raiders. That's how bad they are. They're not a good team, which is insane.
Look, they're kind of in the same boat as the Browns are with Deshaun Watson pre-injury. Like, you can't really. Aaron Rodgers he wants to play another season. You can't really move off of him. Yes, you're gonna get a quarterback to come in right behind him, but it's kind of a wash season. You can't really do anything this year, and you're not gonna. No team's gonna want the guy for one season. So you got to run it back with Aaron Rodgers again next year.
Yeah.
So they're kind of stuck, and to think they got better production out of Zach Wilson this time. They were 4-4 through 8 games last year.
They're at least in the playoff hunt last year at 4-4. Now they're hoping that 5 teams win 2 weeks in a row so they can get a shot at the wild card.
So what they finished 7-10 last year?
Oh man,
I think they were 7-10 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
So
7-10.
They've got to go 5-4.
All right, let's
to
do
even match what they did last year with no quarterback.
Let me give you the rest of their schedule. Okay, Texans on Thursday night.
Oh, awesome. You couldn't wait to get to that.
I love it.
Please let me tell you the schedule.
Stop.
Are you serious?
Stop.
I just can't get that Texans-Jets game out of my mind from last year. Like, I think that was the first time that I ever saw Stroud really, really struggle, which we just saw him struggle against a similar style of defense in the Packers. Nico's gone. Stephon Diggs, I don't know if he's hurt seriously, but he's not playing next week.
Nico's not coming back Thursday, is he?
No, he's got one more week.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying he's going to be missing some weapons.
Okay, who do you take?
Where is it?
It's in New York City, as if that matters. They're 2-6 everywhere. Like it doesn't matter.
Whoa, is that home?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Texans struggle on the road. That's what I'm saying.
Just call the game, man. Just to call.
I'm going.
Okay, next one.
Call the Jets.
Okay.
I'm calling Jets.
Okay, well, okay,
It's not a struggle.
okay. Cardinals.
gonna lose.
Cardinals. Week after that,
They're gonna lose the Cardinals.
Colts. Wait, so what's the record right now?
That's tough.
So right now they would be 3-7.
Okay, Colts.
I want to say that they should beat the Colts, but they should have beat the Patriots.
They should be the Broncos. They should
Broncos.
be
Honestly,
Patriots.
this argument doesn't work with this team because
Yeah, it's
every
just
team
hard.
we look at, they should have beaten teams that are way worse.
Like we can go through the schedule, and what they should do is like not even worth talking about because they're not doing any of that.
I'm looking at the
They should be
upcoming.
1-6.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If Will Levis isn't Will Levis out there, they're 1-6.
They lost by a touchdown against Will Levis.
I'm looking at the upcoming schedule. I mean, there's 2 teams on here that we had maybe at the same level or better than them preseason.
Yeah.
Everybody else, like start of the season, we're like, oh, win. That's a
Right.
win. That's a win. So you just can't do it with this team.
It's just hard to predict a future win from that for them when they just lost to the Patriots.
Yeah.
It's like, well, who do I pick them over then if they just lost to the Patriots?
They end their season with the Jets, Bills, and Dolphins.
They're going to play themselves.
Sorry,
They might
sorry.
lose that game too.
Actually, that's what they do. That's what they do all year. The Rams, the Bills, and the Dolphins. Like that's
Yeah,
it.
it's just hard to predict their schedule because they're not doing what they're supposed to. So
they
you
suck.
have to reprogram your mind to like what is this Jets team?
yeah.
Look, Aaron Rodgers said he wanted to be more joyful this week.
We're all taking so many laps.
Win the freaking football game.
Joy is gone.
You see him after? He's taking
Talking about
he's
dark
taking the
places.
immense, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, you gotta go to that
Shut
dark
up,
place.
dude.
He's like, you gotta make peace with it.
Piece of being bad.
clown.
He's such bro. You're too in your head about life. It's football.
You need to be
chill.
you need to be respectful right now because Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
No, right now he's not playing like it. This reminds you of like
I'm okay. I really do disagree with that though. Like I don't know if this whole thing needs to be hanging on Aaron Rodgers.
you know why? Because Aaron Rodgers, because he like is the entire Jets right now. He's the GM. He's the head coach. He's the quarterback.
Yeah.
You got to get rid of that not problem. You got to get rid of that so you can have a natural progression of head coach,
I don't agree
GM,
with that.
quarterback.
He's not the defense. He's not the defensive
but
coordinator.
he's clearly making all the calls for this team.
No, he's not. He's making all the calls for his team. He's making the offensive calls. Let's be fair here. He's making the offensive calls.
No matter what
we can speculate that he's making personnel calls, but me or you don't know that. He's not making any defensive calls. He's not giving up 31 points and 25 this week. How do you put that on Aaron Rodgers? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 233 yards, 111 passer rating.
You could
You can argue that okay, Aaron Rodgers is not winning games for this team, but you can't say, well, the whole thing's on Aaron Rodgers. You get rid of Aaron Rodgers, and they'll be. I just don't. I don't agree with that.
Well, the change from last year, this kind of the same team besides Devontae Adams was Aaron Rodgers.
No, it's a huge change. The defense is not playing the same way they played last year.
Personnel-wise, I'm saying the biggest change was Aaron Rodgers because we have the same running backs, almost the same the same wideout room. The defense didn't really add anyone of like note except for like Reddick. I'm saying
Right, players
and
play.
if you think he's not big part of that personnel of Salah being fired, of Hackett keeping his job after having the worst offense last year in the NFL, after bringing Devontae Adams the day after Salah gets fired, it's Aaron Rodgers. I don't care what he says on shows. I don't care what he's running the show, and this is his show, and his show is 2-6. That's why got to get rid of this problem. He plays well. Obviously, 2 touchdowns today. He's having a pretty good season. It's not leading to wins. You have to change it up.
Right. What
You
I'm
need to
saying
change it
is
up.
you can't just hang the whole thing on the quarterback when the biggest thing that's changed from last year isn't even Aaron Rodgers. It's the defense is the reason they won 7 games last year. And the defense has been the reason they've lost a couple games this year. If you give up 25 points to the Patriots, and the first thing you go to is like, well, it's the quarterback who didn't turn the ball over, do 2 touchdowns, and 111 passer rating, and that's why. I mean, they gave up 25 points to the Patriots. You deserve to lose.
If they had Zach Wilson, they would be a better team. That's why I think that they should change.
Okay, let me ask you this: if they had Zach Wilson right now, would they have a better defense? That's the point you're making.
They're 4-4 last year. Look. I'm not saying the whole thing's on him, but my first thing would be like, we got to get rid of this guy who's causing because he's there. There's so much effects that be a big because he's there.
Yeah, I'm not with that.
He's affected so much of this team, and it's not working.
No, it's a mix of both. Like it's like a slider. Like the defense had them rolling. The defense kept them in games in the beginning of the season. Aaron Rodgers couldn't get them over the hump. He couldn't get him a win against the Niners in the first game of the season. The defense just took over and won the game against the Titans. Then he finally had that good game against the Patriots, but that defense held them to 3 points. Then the Broncos game, the defense locked up again, but he couldn't get them the plays to win the game. So he wasn't helped getting him over the top early. Then when they made the switch, the defense is now not doing it, and Aaron Rodgers is playing a little bit better. So it's a mix of both. It's a combination of the Jets.
Who would you have head coach next year if you're the GM? Like, who would you hire? Like, who's fixing? Who are
you
you
need to
pair
get a
with
defensive
Rodgers?
coach back in there because that's your strength. I think Vrabel is the guy you need to go for.
Then who's the offensive coordinator?
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
the hard
combo.
part.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to get a Ben Johnson or Bobby Slowick. You're not going. They don't want to come and work for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And they don't want to. They want to be a head coach as well. You need a guy who's going. It's going to need to be a veteran coach who's okay with not being a head coach anymore. And that guy's out there too. Maybe Doug Peterson, someone like that, comes over. But Aaron Rodgers is going to have to give a little bit because there's no Nathaniel Hackett out there that's going to just lay down to every request you have. If I didn't know the situation with the head coach. Now they have this other guy. I already forgot his freaking name.
Jeff,
Ulbrich.
God, sorry,
To
Jeff.
me, you got to figure out the coaching and the defense. And I think Aaron Rodgers is like third on your list.
What about like a Frank Reich who won a Super Bowl as an offensive coordinator?
Frank Reich. You know who I think would actually work and is not working?
Wait, this says coordinator, right?
Coordinator, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think if Shane Steichen gets
Yep.
fired, I think he has shown that he can do wonders with traditional quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's true.
Like traditional style quarterbacks, he can do wonders with that. I don't think he's the right guy for Anthony Richardson. I think we're pretty clear on that. The way he's having him drop back like he's
We'll talk about that next.
Yeah. But I think if he gets fired, that might be. I mean, I'd throw all sorts of money at him for sure.
Yeah, maybe you're right. It has to be like a head coach that's flamed out.
Yeah.
It doesn't want to be head coach, but like so many hoops you have to do that, or you just get a new quarterback with a new head coach. Like, all right, we're just gonna start over with Ben Johnson and whoever. But it's complicated and it's messy because you have to find someone who wants to work with Aaron, and Aaron has to want to work with him. So weird.
You got no one?
Yeah,
You got a truck going?
Yeah, I got one up. Bottom line, the Cards have entered the chat. The Arizona Cardinals have stepped it up. Back-to-back wins on game-winning field goals. Kyler Murray, 26 of 36 today, 307 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the Cardinals are first place in the NFC West.
Yep.
Wow.
So they're coming on. They're looking pretty good. Won three of their last 4. I don't know. Kyler's kind of stepping back up, and he's saying that, look, I'm not someone to be overlooked. The defense looks decent. They need a little bit of work, but this was a team that I thought a couple weeks ago they might be in the market to get rid of some of their players. Maybe a James Conner you might move off of, try to get a haul for him, but they looked like they need to stay tight and watch out for the Cardinals.
Cardinals have lost. They've had some tough losses. They've lost to the Bills, pretty good team. The Lions, best team in the NFL. The Commanders,
Good team.
yeah, good team. Dropped 42 on them. And the Packers. Those are their losses. Like, I'm okay with all those losses. Like, I'm not okay with how they lost some of these games.
One of those,
But they've lost to only good teams. I guess I'll say it like that.
That's true.
I don't know if I'm like they've entered the chat yet.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're a complete team enough for me.
I
but
mean, look at the NFC West. I mean, the Niners.
it's that defense that I just don't trust because everyone does well against them. That Cardinals defense. If they want to get in shootouts all season, then they just turn it into the Dolphins.
God,
I mean,
everyone.
that's how they played it when they made the playoffs. I mean, they were
They have better defense than what they have now. Now it's just. But maybe they are back. It's just I think they need a little more.
Do you think it's possible everyone in that division is just a very average football team?
Yeah.
Because they're literally all 4-4 except the Rams who are 3-4.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if there's a great football team in that division.
I think they're all really good, but great now.
And we came in thinking that was going to be one of the best
because the
divisions of
Niners
football.
imploded.
Yeah.
and that's not their fault.
Seahawks started off 3-0, then
And
they
then-
lost 3 in a row.
And then the Rams imploded too, and now they're all kind of getting healthy now. So it's
I don't
kind
know.
of-
Maybe the Rams, a healthy Rams and healthy Niners for sure. But at this point, where all these teams are right now, I don't know there's a single team in here that's better than the worst team in the NFC North.
The Bears, right?
Yeah, they're better than the Bears.
Who?
the
I'll take the Cardinals over the Bears.
Really?
Yeah, I mean the Bears. Look at me. Look at the Bears. The Bears. Yeah. Their wins are against the Panthers, the Jags, the. Yeah, I gotta look at their schedule, but they don't have any great win. I think the Patriots is another win in there, so they haven't really beaten anybody good. And when they play the good teams,
I'll give you that, but that just proves my point. Like you're here competing with the worst team in the NFC North as like, hey, I think they're better than the Bears. Like, okay, well that's their worst team.
Yeah, but the Cardinals had Buffalo in week 1. In fact, they were dominating that game, and then they
the first quarter.
No, I mean they were up by like 20.
I think this division is just a bunch of okay teams. Like, and maybe if the Rams and Niners get healthy, maybe then let's talk. But I don't. If the Cardinals hold on to this division and make the playoffs, are they a real player, or are they just the Bucs from last year?
No, but we're talking about a Cardinals team who we didn't even have. We had them at the bottom of the NFL this season. Yeah. So they weren't good last year. I mean, they had the third pick in the draft. Yeah. Wouldn't hurt. Fourth pick in the draft this year. So to come back and win the division or at least make a late playoff push, that's a huge win for the Cardinals.
Yeah, ball don't lie. It's time to bench Anthony Richardson. He's just not ready. I think you're at the point. I think you're at the point with Richardson where you can do what the Jets wanted to do last year with Zach Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. You sit him, you let Flacco play, and you just because on the season he's throwing 44 per ascent, 4 touchdowns, 7 picks. Today, 10 for 32, 175 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. He's not even tearing it up on the ground. He only had 46 yards on the ground this year. And whenever they put him in, they always just throw deep balls. Like their offense isn't formed around him. It's formed around like a traditional quarterback, which he's not. Which you talked about. Which you talked about earlier. They were 2 for 13 on third down today. They just. And the reason why I'm saying this is because they were 2-1 with Joe Flacco, and they're 4-4 right now. So they're in the playoff hunt. I think the more you keep Richardson out, the more you might lose the locker room because you're gonna see this guy Joe Flacco sitting there. Your team knows we play really good with this guy. We're gonna put this kid in there who today took a break midway through the game because he was tired and then lost the game. You might lose the locker room that way because you're kind of trying to force this guy who's not as good right now as Joe Flacco. It's not a knock on Richardson. Just maybe he needs to sit back, take this year and just kind of It's just not working, and the other Flacco is working. That's what the problem is.
So you're wrong. Let me tell you why.
Here we go.
First of all, he took a break after running the ball. Running back.
Wait, you're going to defend the break thing?
If you let me talk, yeah, I will.
Okay, here we go.
He took a break after he ran the ball. Running backs do it all the time. He came back in, led a touchdown drive the next time. I don't think that's a big deal. Yeah, if I'm a coach, I'm saying, hey, bro, we'll call a timeout. Don't take yourself out of the game. I don't know if that's like let me add this to the long list of Anthony Richardson problems. I think that's like an easy fix and not a big deal, especially since he came back and led a touchdown drive.
Okay.
But I don't get the philosophy of sitting him this year, because if you're going to sit him this year, then trade him or release him. Because when you drafted him, you knew you're going to have to go through your ups and downs with this guy. And you cannot draft him, make that commitment to developing this guy, and then bench him 8 games in his career. You can't do it. I think what Anthony Richardson has suffered from is the fantasy community putting him in a position where he's good right now, and he's going to produce right now. And he's not there yet. He's 8 games into his career, and you're going to have to be bad before you're good. But he's not going to develop getting second-team reps. We hear all the time, those second-team reps aren't very much in practice. But and they're wasted on Joe Flacco. And guess what? Even if Joe Flacco's your quarterback and you're a borderline a playoff team, what is that worth?
You're going to ask this entire team that's right there on the edge of a wild card spot. Hey, I know you guys aren't all 22 like Anthony Richardson, but you have to waste 1 year or sit 1 year and wait for this guy. If he pops off, great. If he doesn't, sorry. You do. You're gonna lose the locker room that way.
You did when you drafted this guy. That's what I'm saying. You already made this choice, so you can't go back now. It's just going to be worse. You already made the choice of developing this guy, and the only way you can screw that up is if you quit on your plan. Yeah. You have to see it through. And if the players don't get it, well, grow the fuck up. You're in the NFL, and you need to develop. And you need to develop players, because that's the decision that this organization made when they drafted Anthony Richardson.
That's okay. Firstly, I think it's a bigger deal that you're making that he sat out. He's not the first quarterback who's a running quarterback to sit. Like, It's just weird that your quarterback sits out, but whatever. We'll move past that.
He left for a play.
Lamar Jackson runs around. Jane, I don't see them taking plays off.
I know, but I'm saying, like, what long-term effects do you think that has on the team or him? Absolutely zero.
So these guys are out there. John Taylor's out there with one good ankle, all juiced up, trying to put, and he's doing his best. Well, Richardson is like, oh, I'm tired. I didn't even get hurt. I'm just tired. So you goes out there for one play and then come back in. It just doesn't show that.
I think you're blowing that way out of proportion. He
you're
was
the
out
only
of breath.
person who doesn't think that's a big deal. That's a big deal.
That's not true. You talk to every other person.
All the players on Twitter, and they were all reacting the same way I was. Like, you cannot sit out a play.
I'm gonna have to. Do I need to fact check that? I don't think I need.
No, please do it. Please do it.
Like,
name one player.
Do you think it's a big deal that he took a breath? Okay, and I mean, obviously, yeah, it's an easy fix. Don't do it. We'll call a freaking timeout. Just don't do it again.
It's not a big deal that he took a play off because quarterbacks do this, players do this. But it's a big deal that he said something. That he mentioned it because we see them teams disguise it by throwing in a gadget player in there, throwing in a wild card set because the quarterback is gassed or whatever. Or they're got a Charlie horse or something like that. We don't know about it all the time because it's not broadcasted. But we've all played the sport. We know that they've taken some plays off. But it's the fact that he said something. Now it's a bad look on him.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can't bench him, and it's not fair to him or the Colts because they had to draft a guy. I mean, that quarterback draft was not deep. It's Young, it's Stroud, and it's Richardson. That's it in that draft. So they had to take him. He's definitely a project guy. He only played 13 games in college. So
13 games between high school and college.
Yeah. So I mean, he's played just over he's played like 20 games, in the last like 2 or 3 years. So. You got to give the guy some time, let him develop, let these guys work. You have a young receiving core. It's not like this team is a bunch of vets that he's come into. He's come into a young team. So they're going to grow and build together. I think you just take your time, give the guy like 2 seasons to figure it out. Then we're talking about benching him, right? Or let his rookie contract run out.
Yeah.
Then we talk about moving him.
I would even say the whole taking yourself out of the game thing. That is part of this development you need to do. You need to sit back with him and say, listen, you're the head coach, you're the quarterback of our team. You can't take a play off. We'll run a wildcat formation, or we'll just hand the ball off, or we'll call a freaking timeout. Don't do that again. Secondly, let's get to media training. Don't go out and admit to the whole world that you're tired. And then it's done. Like, to me, it's like, okay, that's part of this development, and that's part of the problem that Anthony Richardson is going for, is that people expect him to be this polished, ready-made franchise quarterback, and that's not who you drafted. And if that's who you think you have on your team, then just be ready to be very disappointed for the next 2 to 3 years because you drafted the project of all projects. No, and you have to wait.
And you could tell by the body language of the rest of the team because those guys are fighting. Those guys are still going out there and balling. Whereas you look at, I know we already just dump on them earlier this segment, but you look at the Jets players' body language with Aaron Rodgers throwing up his hands or pointing at the guys and doing all that. You can see them a little bit. You can see that frustration with the players, them not going, as hard on plays. So I don't think it's a big deal in the locker room, but you got to take your time. Take your time with the guy because it's going to be this endless cycle. You barely make the playoffs or miss the playoffs, and then you're picking middle of the road again. It's okay to suck while you have a developing quarterback.
What do you think?
I mean, I just think it's the manner in which he checked himself out. It's something I've never seen before. And then, just like Terrell said, maybe we wouldn't have known we could have speculated on a billion different possibilities, but it's the fact that he said exactly why he did. I think that's why we're taking it a little bit harder than we would have. The fact that he just was like, oh, I was tired. And when I first read that, I was like, dude, come on. Are you serious? As far as benching him, do you keep him out there at the expense of possibly your fan base and possibly your head coach losing his job at the end of the season? I mean, I think, I don't know if just pumping him out there to constantly lose football games is that developing him? Like you said, maybe some media training and development in other ways. I don't think him just going out there losing football games, throwing interceptions left and right is the best way to maybe develop a guy.
Also, this is a problem with the coaching staff. This offense isn't built for him. Like they don't do a good job of. It's all just deep shots. Like he doesn't. I thought this would be a more involved. Remember when Lamar Jackson in the first year they just ran the ball a billion times? They don't really do that with him. We
were really expecting that.
Yeah, it's a little bit of like, do you know what you have? Like I know you want to throw the ball. I know you have 4 wideouts. And you want to use your 4 wideouts. You drafted years and years of these nice wideouts, but I feel like you need to run the ball. You need to get a little bit more simple with this offense. And I think you're not using him right. And the result of that are these stats where he's not completing a lot of passes. The offense doesn't have a rhythm. I don't even know what the identity of this offense is even, and we're in week 8, and I don't know if they're a run team or a pass team or a spread team, or it's just a lot of stuff that's not meshing right. I don't think every game I've seen him, I don't think he's progressed. I know it might take a while, but I don't know. He might cost some players years of their football life. Some head coach, if Seichen gets fired, they might, because he was a good coach last year, but now he's not a good coach. Like people not think he's a good coach now because he's not using his guys right. It's just a lot of stuff that I don't know if he's worth, like, if the squeeze if he's worth, like,
juice worth the squeeze.
Yeah, if he's worth that.
I mean, I'm saying you already made that choice. You already made the commitment to develop him. Like, is he worth it? All that, guys. Obviously, no, he's not worth a year of anyone's career. But you already made that choice. Like, that's where you're going to be. Like, it was delusional to think you're going to be any better than you are right now. He's 8 games into his career.
The problem is these teams are so focused on winning games instead of developing their talent.
Who cares if you lose
quarterback?
games?
Like, you look at the Chargers. They took their time with Justin Herbert and they didn't win all the time, and then they finally made the playoffs.
And now they have the worst fan base in the NFL. Because you lose fans doing that.
No, that's because they moved from San Diego to LA.
Yeah, okay, some context to that.
Okay,
yeah.
The Colts, if they keep on for 2 years, roll them out here, what
are the Colts? The Colts haven't been relevant since Andrew Luck.
And this is not helping them when they have a bad quarterback out. He's not progressing at all. He's
8 games into his career. You understand Peyton Manning? Peyton Manning broke the interceptions record in the first year of his career.
Okay,
you need to let these guys play games, get reps. Yeah. 13 games in high school and college and 8 games in the NFL is not enough for you to say, "Yep, bench the guy. This is not worth it." No, you already signed on for more than that. You already signed on for multiple seasons of developing this guy. To your point of Shane Steichen, I think that's a real question because this is a guy we've seen successful with other quarterbacks. So you have to ask yourself, why is it not working with Anthony Richardson, or why is Anthony Richardson not progressing? So far, Anthony Richardson down in completion percentage, down in touchdown percentage, up in interception, and way down in success rate. And so I think that's where we have to start. And not that he got Steichen fired, because you may have just made the wrong pairing. Like, Shane Steichen would probably been a better coach for even Bryce Young. But Will Levis, I think they just assumed he was going to be able to handle, not Will Levis, Anthony Richardson because of what he did with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was much, much more developed in his passing when he reached the NFL. Even at Oklahoma and Alabama, he was much better than Anthony Richardson ever was at Florida. And so that might have been the mistake there. But to me, you get rid of the coach before you get rid of the player. Because the potential's there. You got to find the right guy to work with them. And you got to just, fan base, players, tough. This is how you develop players.
Yeah. I'm curious to see where they end up at the end of the year. And I mean, I don't think they fire Shane. They shouldn't. He's a good coach, but it is on him a little bit though. Like, you've seen these games. Like, it's just deep bomb and play action. It's not like an easy
There's
offense.
Nothing easy. There's nothing in rhythm. There's not enough running, even though you have Jonathan freaking Taylor. And that's been part of the problem too, is Jonathan Taylor can't stay healthy.
Yeah, that's true.
So you're constantly having long segments of his career already where the offense is all on his shoulders.
Yeah, they need to change their identity. Like, we got to run the ball, but the problem is that they keep drafting wideouts and they want to use these wideouts. And like, you have to, like, your offensive line is probably your best set of like players on your team. It's a very good offensive line, and you're kind of not using them in their full capacity because you want those deep shots to down to. He has had good gains, but that play design doesn't work every time. It's a deep shot.
I think we don't need to revisit this again until the end of the year. I think we need to give him at least a full year to start making I don't know, these kind of calls. Let's move on here. Ball Don't Lie, Monday segment. I think good stuff. Let's roll through the scores really quick, make a comment.
Some good games.
And wrap the show. Vikings, Rams, of course, on Thursday night. Rams won. Rams are back, yes or no?
Yeah, I'm more. Yes, this is awesome team.
Yep. Rams back.
Rams win the division.
And Puka might be the best wideout, one of the best spots in the league.
Oh, you mean the guy who had the greatest rookie receiver season of all time?
And we were all reminded, not even subtly, on Thursday.
Right
He's
away.
fantastic.
The over-under was 32 yards for I hit that over so fast.
And then, like, he only played, 40% of snaps?
I didn't see the exact number, but yeah, it was definitely
wasn't
on
low.
the snap
Like,
count.
people need to stop hating because he's not cool looking.
Rams back, Trell?
Yeah, Rams are back, and I mean, I briefly hinted at it a couple weeks ago with the Vikings. I wasn't sure because this is how they started with Kirk Cousins. They started off strong 2 years ago, and then kind of petered off. I think they're a playoff team, but they're not as scary as we thought they were.
Eagles, Bengals. Talked about this one a lot already, so won't do too much. Eagles, we think are back. Bengals, one more loss and it's done.
Yeah, we'll give it another week. Yeah.
It's sell.
Okay, Jets, Patriots. We talked about that one a lot. Won't touch on it. Patriots won. Patriots go anywhere this year.
No, but Drake May's
get
actually
better.
kinda
Get
good.
well soon, Drake May. Who I want to see a season from him.
Draft an offensive line.
Get some weapons. God,
Yes.
there's nobody around.
No. I go AJ.
Offensive line before
honestly,
the weapons.
You need
Every asset
you
you
need
have.
everything.
Honestly, and it, just like Terrell brought up earlier with the Lions, that same draft, they drafted Penei Sewell.
Yep.
Amon-Ra St. Brown in the 4th round.
Yep.
You can find a weapon.
Yeah.
Go get an offensive line.
Packers beat the Jags by 3. Jordan Love's hurt again. Are we concerned about the Packers yet?
Not really.
TBD. I want to say I am, but
They're playing.
they've won games with Malik Willis.
Yeah.
We can't be as low as we've been on the Jaguars and not at least look at this a second time. Like, wait a minute. The Packers beat the Jags by 3, and we're not worried? Because we have all said, Jags suck. Jags are the worst. Trevor Lawrence is awful.
Well, I mean, they lost by 3 because Love was out in the early. I don't have any really worry for the
I just think
Packers.
we had too high of expectation for the Packers. Remember, this is a team that squeaked into the playoffs last year. They started off, I think, the season 3-5 last year. Maybe they Jordan Love looked awful at the beginning of the season last year.
I think they're closer to the Falcons than they are the Lions.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? I'm just curious.
Because they're not consistently great like the Lions are. I think they're more up and down like the Falcons. Jordan Love has been a little more reckless with the ball, and he's been hurt a lot now. I don't know if I'd put them as a dominant NFC team right now.
Yeah, they don't really have a statement win yet. Like they've beaten some good teams, right? Like beating the Texans. They're they got some good wins, but no statement like we took it to this team.
Put the league on notice type
Put the
win.
league on notice type of game.
We'll see. I think I'm just opposite.
Lions,
They're a likable team though, so that's fair.
likable team. I think we're questioning, are they the elite NFC team that we thought they were, up there with the Lions? I think for me right now, it's a no. Lions, speaking of which, dropped 52 on the Titans.
Nothing to be said.
Yeah, maybe
this is
the
exactly what we thought.
worst. Newsflash, the Mason Rudolph experiment is not going well.
They just can't find a quarterback, and the Lions still need to find a pass rusher, though.
Hey,
Although,
how about this? Jared Goff, 85 yards, 3 touchdowns in those 85 yards.
They're ridiculous. Honestly, it's a little frustrating.
yeah.
Screw you guys. He's too good.
I will say that today, Calvin Ridley, 10 catches, 143 yards.
Yeah.
So,
See, to make a
should
difference.
probably trade him. Falcons beat the Bucks 31-26. Baker Mayfield, just by the size of his nutsack, competed with the Falcons because they have no one else.
Yeah, that's a sad. It's sad 'cause I love the Bucks, but both their wideouts are gone. I mean, Evans has a hamstring. He's always had hamstring injuries, and it sucks. I hate to see this.
Falcons have the division to lose. Their division to lose.
Yeah.
It's their division to lose. Tampa still has a play on it. Otten had a good game today on National Tight Ends Day, aka Diddy's favorite holiday.
Oh, Jesus.
I think that was probably the most annoying thing of all the games of today was
What,
hearing
Diddy?
National Tight Ends Day. National Tight Ends Day.
Anytime a tight end sniffed the ball. In case you forgot. Okay.
It was
That
honestly
sounded like Collinsworth.
it was honestly everywhere though. It was on every football thing. Yeah.
Interesting one here. The Dolphins, in the return of Tua Tagovailoa, lose to the Cardinals 28-7.
I turned this game off before the end thinking,
It's a fun game.
Dolphins. Well, I mean, there was other games I switched to, and I'll tell you why in a second.
Yeah.
But I was like, Dolphins got to win. Nice. And then I was shocked to see the Cardinals squeak this one out.
They're in win games or you're going to be out of this thing soon mode.
Yeah.
The Dolphins.
But let's not forget. I know it's a great story that Tua came back. last year they were the same team. They would lose against good teams and they win bad teams. So this is just who they are.
Okay, Ravens, Browns, and Jameis Winston did his thing. Not only with the quotes, not only with the halftime interviews.
He's so awesome.
But he scored 29 points. And he was the reason.
3 touchdowns, no picks. It's just...
he is the anti-Deshaun Watson.
He's the polar opposite. He's so likable. He's so nice towards women. He does it. He believes in acupuncture over massages.
If you haven't, and shame on us for not having it on the show, but if you haven't listened to really any of his speeches today.
Pick one.
Pre-game, right before the game, because he had the pre-game with his own team.
Yeah.
And then the pre-game interview
with
whoever.
whoever.
The lady who had no idea what to do.
Yeah.
She handled it beautifully.
Yeah.
The halftime one, and then the scripture after. I mean, just a masterclass put on today.
Just a man of God. Man of God.
Yeah.
Preaching the word.
Good for the Browns. I will say this. In all seriousness, I think it's very encouraging for the Browns.
Yeah.
Because your organization is not as bad as maybe you might think. It might have just been Deshaun Watson just poisoning the whole thing.
Hey, real quick, you're not worried about the Ravens, are you? I'm not.
Now, it's a divisional game.
Yeah, exactly.
You have that placebo effect, too, which we've seen happen a couple times already this year, where a new guy comes in. I don't expect Deshaun or Jameis Winston to keep up with this kind of production.
They lost. I'm like, they're still a really good team. I'm not really.
Yeah. I think a couple of these, and I'd be a little concerned, but I'm not. Are you guys worried about the Ravens?
No, not just like you said, bringing that new guy that there's no film on this year. That's happened so many times already this season.
It's almost like the most predictable thing in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like you make a change, and we saw with the Raiders last year, and like they convinced themselves they're a good team.
Yeah.
Because of what happens when you change a coach or the only thing is people this isn't working for is the Jets.
They do everything.
Like, they're begging for the placebo effect.
Coach, play calling.
Now we're gonna hit a run. They just get worse.
They're change the ball boys next.
Change the ball boys.
Equipment managers.
Change all the
Call slots to the Texans.
Real quick. Wanted to throw out. So I actually watched. The reason why I didn't finish that Cardinals Dolphins game, I watched this on full screen with my grandpa, born and raised from Akron, Ohio. Diehard Cleveland Browns fan.
Let's go.
He was so excited after this game.
Yeah.
It has been terrible for him to watch the Browns. Ever since the Deshaun Watson acquisition. Ugh. He said it out. He's like, well, maybe I'll have some hope after this. I'm not hoping I win a Super Bowl, but hope that he can enjoy watching his team because it was fun sitting there watching a Cleveland Browns game.
Yeah.
That is something I haven't been able to say.
They got some talent. They got some talent receiver. We'll see. They got to figure out their backfield, but their O-line has always been solid.
Yeah.
It's just one of those organizations. And a lot of assets, at least on the defense.
Yeah.
I think they get a good quarterback this offseason. And listen, the Deshaun Watson thing, they gave him a huge contract, but let's not pretend they're the only ones who wanted Deshaun Watson. A lot of teams wanted Deshaun Watson. The Eagles tried to make a trade for Deshaun Watson.
Falcons try to get Deshaun
Yeah.
Watson.
So, it's not like, oh, man, terrible move. No, they took a swing, and sometimes it doesn't work out. But I'd rather be with the organization that took a swing at Deshaun Watson than the organization that tries to Band-Aid it, like the Steelers, with just the next average quarterback that hits the market.
Yeah. God.
Just so you can finish 8-8 and have the record for the most average seasons.
All that being said, God bless Jameis Winston. God bless America.
I think I'm starting to wear on mediocre Mike. Mike Tomlin?
Oh, yeah. You know what? They didn't play. Oh, they played tonight.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Colts, Texans won. Nico goes down. Stephon Diggs down. Are we worried about that?
Yes. They need to be aggressive at the deadline because they keep going down.
That's why that they need to go get a receiver.
They were 3D, but now, because the Diggs injury looked like bad. I know nothing's come out as of time of recording, but
would not be surprised if it's an ACL.
And then Nico's coming back, which is great.
Have we heard anything about how his recovery is going as far as progression? Yeah.
And then I don't know what happened to Tank Dell.
I think he broke his leg and then he got shot in the offseason.
Man,
come on, Tank. I think he had to wait. And we talked about this before the show, I think off air. I don't know if just small receivers struggle when they have to be the guy. Mm-hmm. Because you can get bodied up. You can get physically taken out of the game.
You got bodied, dude.
And just, I think they do. Who's the guy they need to go get?
Deontay Johnson.
Another small. Oh, no, he's not too small. He's 6'2".
No, but it's just you need guys. Right now, their best. I think today it was a lot of Dalton Schultz and a lot. Tell you what, Joe Mixon is great for them.
He's really good.
God, Joe Mixon is great.
They should have kept Noah Brown. Noah Brown already had a good chemistry with C.J. Stroud. Yeah. I think they just cut him for nothing. They basically chose John Mechie over Noah Brown.
Yeah, Mechie doesn't done anything.
Noah Brown would be great. He fits that role of sliding in when somebody gets injured.
He played
and
so
just
well
being a guy. Yeah.
If Stephon Diggs towards ACL, does he take his last snap for the Texans?
Yeah,
I think so.
They'll probably draft the first round wide out next year.
That being said, you can think a little long term with this receiver acquisition. Then, you know where my dream guy is for them? a little disgruntled receiver possibly in Seattle. DK Metcalf. Bring him over.
Him and Nico. Sheesh.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they go for anyone. I don't think they get the sexy name. I think it's a Mike Williams or someone right now. There's
Mike Williams,
no one crazy, but
Deontay.
another big
God, how
body.
disappointing is that going to be?
That's what I'm saying.
I should say Mike Williams. Oh,
Well,
is he better
because-
than John Mechie? I don't know.
Anyone's better than John
Probably
Mechie.
is, yeah.
Yeah, there's no splashy names out there left.
It would have.
go get.
Yeah, they waited too long. They waited too long. All the guys are gone.
All right, let's keep moving here. Chargers beat the Saints 26-8.
Snooze.
Scored 8 points. Spencer Rattler got benched.
Yeah, it's
Again.
Saints have lost 6 in a row.
So
now.
they ended up being exactly what we thought they were. They actually are really bad.
Yeah, and tell you who's surprised is the whole Saints fan base. Like, what is happening? This is ridiculous.
The Chargers and the Broncos are the most boring above 500 teams in the NFL.
That's just how we like it.
And one of them's going to make the playoffs, and it's just going to be a wasted spot. But they're both props to them. Yeah. They're winning regular season games. I think large part because of their veteran coaches. But yeah, Chargers 26-8. Bills 31-10. Seahawks. They looked absolutely amazing.
Yep, and the Seahawks look like another pretender. They're just another team.
Are we going to sour on Mike McDonald already? I expected more.
I mean, for a defensive coach to come in and the defense is just garbage.
Really bad.
And then they put a lot on Geno Smith, who's not that kind of quarterback to like lead the offense. Like they're
Yeah. They
It's
scored
just-
10 points today.
yeah, it's not great. It's not great vibes over there.
Bills.
Bills are good. Bills are good. Surprise, surprise. Bills are good.
I feel like with Amari Cooper, and he didn't do anything today. But I feel like it's like that. I think you see this in all sports. When you bring in someone like that who can take the top role as far as like the attention, the guy,
The corner. Yeah.
everyone goes in their natural spots. I feel like Shakir's in his natural spot now.
Keon Coleman's
Keon
balling.
Coleman. It's no coincidence that he has taken off with the addition of Amari Cooper. Like I think that is hand in hand.
Yeah.
Exactly what I'm talking about. Josh Allen's the MVP. Did he throw an interception today? Has he thrown an interception yet?
He did. Threw an interception today. Today was his
it.
first interception.
No, but James Cook, and then they found Ray Davis.
Who?
Like, they
Thank God they're giving him carries.
They have a pretty good. They have good weapons.
They have a really strong offensive line.
they do.
I like the Bills. Bears lost to the Commanders on that crazy finish.
Besides that, pretty boring.
Yeah, pretty
A
bad
defensive
game.
battle.
Maybe neither of these quarterbacks are ready yet.
I don't say that.
I don't know how you believe in the Commanders so much. You understand it's still the Commanders, right?
You cannot believe in the Commanders and still think Jaden Daniels is ready for the NFL.
What? Oh, what are you saying?
So you can say I don't believe
Yes.
in the Commanders, but you can also say that Jaden Daniels is
I
still
think
ready
Jaden
for the
Daniels
NFL.
is a great young player on a bad team.
Yeah, he's the reason why they're relevant. He's so good. I'm just a big fan of Jaden Daniels.
Another one of your baby boys.
Yeah, he really is. Like I really love Jaden Daniels. He's very good.
Yeah,
and he's
I
so
love the guy.
calm. And he just
His health is the question mark, though.
Yeah, he needs-
Like,
he needs-
just don't-
Yeah.
slide, my dude, slide.
Well, he's skinny, so
Yeah.
he's got to put on a little bit more muscle.
Do the Lamar Jackson thing. Didn't Lamar gain weight at the beginning of his career just to help himself?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then get weapons and get O-line help. And
Yeah. He's more than Terry McLaurin to be an actual contender.
Your Broncos won 28-14. They beat the Panthers. Bryce Young is still really bad at football.
Yeah.
And Bo Nix had a day though.
Yeah. And J.C. Horn hates Sean Payton. We know that now. Yeah. Bo Nix, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. Let's check in on Bo Nix.
Yeah. Let's go to Terrell.
Sure, I'll start with you. Where are you at with Bo Nix? Franchise guy or absolute ass clown?
No.
Wow. Such a variance.
Clown.
Because apparently on YouTube, that's all we could think. Nah.
And those are my only two choices. Oh, let's go.
There's nothing in between.
I can talk. Yeah. No. Bo Nix? Let me start over. 3, 2. No, I'm loving Bo Nix. The guy, he's picking up the defenses really well. You can see him progress and learn each game. So I'm not really worried about him. His accuracy is still coming into question, but the receivers had some really bad drops today. So LJ had some drops today. Lil Jordan Humphrey, Troy. I
was over here like,
LJ Smith?
Troy Franklin had a really bad drop today too as well. So some of those younger receivers, they got to step it up and help him out. But he had a really good game. And Sean Payton, he's so funny in press conferences. He literally admitted, he said, look, we didn't play a good offense today.
Yeah, did you see that?
He's such a douche.
He's an a-hole.
He said, honestly, it's the truth. They're not good.
They're not very. Jesus.
Like, bro, you can ask, just do a little decorum. Like, hey, they played tough. You never know in this league if you lose to anyone. He's the dick.
He's one of the most unlikable. He's one of the most unlikable guys in the NFL.
I'm guys on my team.
I'm liking it. I'm liking it.
God.
Honestly, he's like the Trump of head coaches.
We won't get political. Who's the Kamala?
But he's just
Who's the Kamala? Oh, man. Let's see this out. This is worth our time.
Mike McCarthy.
He's the Kamala of head coaches. So
Just a complete idiot.
complete idiot.
Just a cackling tool.
Says a lot of things that just like, what the hell are
Jerry
you
Jones.
saying? Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones. We got it.
Man.
They need to write a book together or get a movie together. Or something.
Jerry Jones. Yeah.
What a pair.
Yeah. Should we? No. Let's stop it.
Let's
there.
have him sit down and talk politics.
Yeah, but Sean Payton just says whatever. He just says whatever's on his mind, and it's now it's comical at this point.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a coach just say like, honestly, they're not that good.
I'll tell you what though, and it hasn't. And there's a reason. Like I'm almost positive. The reason why we don't get people to come to Denver now, or we don't trade for players will not like Sean Payton if he keeps pissing off everyone in the league. There's a reason why we had to trade away Jerry Jeudy, he's not great, but he's not bad. I would have loved Jerry Jeudy today. I would have loved Jerry Jeudy this whole season, but Sean Payton just likes who he likes, and he wants to be the smartest guy in the room. So, and right now it's working, yeah. But wait until you're in the offseason where T. Higgins is there, and these wildcats are there. Like,
Do we want those guys? I mean, we
Yes,
don't
we
want
want those
we don't
guys.
want those divas. I mean, Jerry Jeudy's a diva. I mean, he
not great.
tweeted.
I'm just saying Jerry Jeudy.
I mean, he tweeted his rookie season with Drew Lock saying ran sprints today in today's game. So he's definitely a diva guy.
No, but still,
I mean, a lot of guys came over from we're the Denver Saints is what we've been nicknamed. A lot of guys
The problem
have
is
come over.
all those guys are so old now. Like
Troutman, Lil Jordan Humphrey, Malcolm Roach. Yeah,
What a
those are
ridiculous
just a bunch of role guys. I don't want role guys. If you want to go to Super Bowl, we can't play with a bunch of role guys. We need superstars. I don't care. That's just what you need to do. And if Sean Payton keeps pissing off everybody, it's gonna.
not going to Super Bowl.
I mean, we got to prove. We have to prove ourselves. We got to prove ourselves as a team. What superstars are in Detroit that went to Detroit? They're all homegrown stars. So
Yeah.
I think we got.
You're gonna have to draft them because they're not going there.
Yeah, I mean, but that's okay.
Unfortunately, he doesn't draft that well.
Hold on. I don't know if he drafted because he hates Denzel Mims or Marvin Mims. Yeah,
And then McLaughlin, where's he? Is he still playing?
Yeah, he's still he had a touchdown today.
yeah.
McLaughlin had a touchdown, so he's.
Listen. Sean Payton's a douche. That's all we need to take away from this.
But
game.
I mean, look, he's good at home growing his guys. Who did he do with the New Orleans? They didn't bring in obviously Drew Brees, but only two teams really want to get Drew Brees.
See, at some point he's going to want somebody in the offseason, and if he
they never did it. They never did it in New Orleans.
And if
he
his
could literally just not do that.
He doesn't have to. Michael Thomas, Jimmy Graham. Those are all.
If we could draft those guys, that'd be great. But as of right now, we haven't drafted. But yeah, it's only year two into his
Year 2 years in. This is a team. Remember, this is a team
Don't
that
set yourself up for this, man.
this is a team that had 4 wins before
Also-
he showed up with Nathaniel Hackett.
flip side of this game. The Panthers are Bryce Young. What is his trade value?
Oh, I keep forgetting. I need to pull up the segment where you said, bottom line, Dave Canales knows what he's doing.
Bryce Young is just bad.
It's time to cut bait with Bryce Young.
Yeah, he
Like,
can't.
you've given him ample time.
I know it's a good defense, but he hasn't shown really anything to put your hat on.
Really?
It's tough because he makes these puppy dog faces on the sideline.
Yeah.
And you just
He's
feel
so-
so bad for him. Like,
sorry, dude.
You don't want to have to put him down.
yeah,
Can't look at that.
Just
Look at
the
that
little,
face.
The little JV guy. He thought he had his chance. He's just you look at
Poor
him.
little Bryce.
Yeah, that's just how it is.
He's a millionaire. I'm not calling him
Bryce.
poor at all. He's getting paid more than any of us.
And his name's Bryce.
His name's
too.
Bryce. Yeah.
His name's
Bryce.
Oh, Bryce.
Bryce. Shut up.
Bryce Young. Yeah, he's not a starting NFL
He's not
quarterback.
great.
At this point in his career, I guess you always want to give the guy a benefit of the doubt, but he has legitimately not gotten any better in 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, not in any part of his game.
Yeah.
When the
it's-
opposing team head coach says, "Look, you're not good, man."
Bryce, come here.
We knew this was going to be really bad.
It's not.
I always be this bad. Yeah,
not fair.
That's Sean Payton's such a douche for saying
All
that.
right, we gave you guys like 10 minutes on the Broncos. Let's
Go
move on.
Broncos!
Chiefs beat the Raiders 27-20. Chiefs defense is elite, and the reason why they're 7-0 now.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
There was some growing pains today with DeAndre Hopkins, but I'm not worried about it. They'll figure it out. They're two smart guys. Yeah, defense is. I don't care what coach
Is this
Davey
offense
says.
going to get any better? Like, is there room for this offense to get better?
I think it is what it is.
Understand the play call. Well, okay, I don't understand the play calling. They're very, very depleted at wide receiver.
Yeah, you could tell.
How often did Patrick Mahomes throw the ball past 20 yards? Maybe 3 or 4 times today.
That's not his.
They've gone like too far with we don't need any weapons.
Yeah, that's what it. Yeah,
like they're just so like Kareem Hunt's back there running for like a yard and a half a carry.
21 carries today.
Yeah, it's just, and I don't think he had more than 70 yards.
Yeah,
like for my fantasy team, he got in the end zone. But other than that, like he's not producing. That's just gonna get your offense off schedule where you have to throw the ball, and then he's out there looking at an older DeAndre Hopkins who you need to integrate in this offense now, which can't be a very simple offense with those guys running it. I mean, I don't know if there's room for this offense to get any better.
I don't know how Sky Moore's still on the team. They don't even use him.
He's on IR.
Last game, he had 3 targets and 2 drops.
Who's coming back?
So Pacheco's coming back.
He is for sure.
That'd give him idea. He's not. It's not season ending.
So last week Pacheco and
I've heard that. I've heard not confidence.
There's been no update.
him.
Originally, it was 8 weeks. Last week, him and Hollywood Brown were in the workout facility.
So we'll see. But he will give him identity though. He's the
Hollywood Brown's not coming back though.
Possibly.
I still know how
he
he
was
got
the
there.
playoffs. He said they said he might come back for the playoffs.
Okay. So,
Honestly, until they don't win the Super Bowl, you can't be out on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I hate
I'm saying
that.
they're
Or
gonna
just
need to
even
win
I can't
ugly.
even question anything they do. Like they won the Super Bowl ugly.
7-0 right now.
There's just
They're
I hate
ridiculous.
this team.
And
I don't hate them. They're just like you're really good.
What do you mean you don't
really
hate?
know
How do you
them.
not hate them? Like
they're terrible to watch.
I love Andy Reid. I love Patrick Mahomes. But they are bad to watch. But they just win.
What?
Yeah, I do. I like Patrick Mahomes. I love Andy Reid. I love Andy Reid. I wish he was. I love Andy Reid. Most likable head coach in the NFL.
Honestly, I'd say that too. At this point in Patrick Mahomes' career, I've done the full cycle that we did with Brady.
Yeah.
Where you see this guy take the league by storm. You hate him with a passion.
Yeah.
And then you just hit the point where you're like, he's him. Like I'll just let me just enjoy it while I can before it's over.
They're just really good together. They should win.
And you know what? If the Chiefs are going to continue to play the level of their competition, that doesn't matter if they still win at that level. That's how they won the Super Bowl last year.
You can't even question what they do anymore because they won with splashy players and they also won with nothing.
Is he still upside down in his touchdowns to interceptions ratio?
I think he evened it out today. He had 2 touchdowns and a pick.
If he has a season like this, where he's not a very impressive quarterback,
they still win.
and they still win, does it hurt? Because I don't know if Brady ever had this year.
That is true, though.
This is always like you can take it or leave it. Not all of his picks have been his fault. I'd say about half, more than half, have not been his fault.
Yeah.
Tipped pass or receiver dropped
9 interceptions.
Oh wow! Receiver dropped the pass and it went to a defender's hands. Today he got hit as he threw, so it was way short than where he was. Where he's targeting. So
I'm talking a little more macro though. Like when you look back at this season, because Brady had his years. Brady kind of went through a similar thing where he had his years with it. Patriots took away all of his weapons, and it was just him and a bunch of just no-name guys.
Hogan, right?
Yeah,
Those weird years.
And yet he never had seasons like this.
Yeah, this does hurt.
I wonder if we look back and think, well,
legacy-wise,
like in year 6 or 7, wherever he's in, he was truly carried by his defense. Because by the time 6 or 7 rolled around for Brady, he was Tom freaking Brady.
Yeah, that is true. I don't remember Brady ever having a season like this, and it's interesting. It'll only be proven like once if they win a championship, the argument's going to be, well, he won a championship. So
it's so strange.
It's the weirdest thing, but it's very fun.
All right, let's wrap this up with Niners Cowboys. Niners pulled it out tonight. Cowboys lost again.
Surprise.
Niners are going to get healthier, right? I mean, CMC is going to come back at some point.
They can't get any less healthier. They're banged up.
I just don't understand what happened to this team. Like, I think this is a true Super Bowl hangover. It's tough to go to the playoffs and deep in the playoffs that many times and maintain like.
And you run into a wall every time you go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then do it again, and then again, and then again.
Then go through injuries, and then have to overcome all these it's just. I think this might just be a lost year for the Niners, even though they won tonight. They beat the Cowboys, who they're really bad.
Cowboys are bad. They're bad.
They're really bad.
They're like their offense. They seem old and tired and boring, and they don't win. So.
What does this offense look like this offseason look like for the Cowboys?
I don't know. It's the Cowboys are confusing because Dak just pads his stats when they're getting blown out, and then he comes back. They come all the way back, and then it's like, oh, the Cowboys only lost by 6 to the Niners, but really they were getting destroyed. I don't know.
Is Dak the Russell Westbrook of the NFL?
Ooh.
Like
Okay,
just
Stat
stats, he'll be in the
yeah.
Hall of Fame consideration.
He will not be in Hall of Fame consideration.
You don't think so?
Dak?
It's harder. Yeah, it's harder.
Yeah, not for quarterback.
Tell you what, they're gonna be all in though. Jerry Jones will make that apparent. Next year they'll be
It's
all
just
in.
like, what are you gonna do next year? Are you gonna choose next year to go sign guys? Or
They have
just
no
gave him
plan.
the money, right?
they
gave him the
rolled
bag.
out Ezekiel Elliott and Dalvin Cook tonight.
Like now we got it. Now we got the combo.
That's who we were waiting for.
Yeah,
That would
Like,
cook.
if I
Yeah,
can't
it'd be
wait
a great backfield 6 years ago.
legitimately. I can't wait until we're at Cowboys camp again next year because they're gonna be, if they don't make some moves, they're gonna be so pissed. They're gonna be so mad.
They could have had any one of the running backs, but there's so many.
Any
stuff.
one of them.
They do so many things wrong. It's honestly like pretty amazing to watch. You guys miss on a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's pretty it's morbid to say, but until Jerry croaks, there's.
Sheesh. Not wishing death upon a man.
I'm not wishing death. You're not wishing death on Jerry. You're wishing success on the Cowboys.
And that's how it looks.
That's how it looks.
Till this guy
God,
stops
bro, you could have at least said passes away.
till he
croaks.
in heaven in the sweet by and by. No. Just like, till he stops breathing.
The great star in the clouds.
Well, now that we killed off Jerry, are we confident Stephen Jones is like, all right, this guy's gonna fix the problem?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, he's
Another
not
one.
going anywhere. Team's not going anywhere.
Another one of them
They're
hanging around.
stacked with Jones, bro.
Stephen Jones seemed like the level-headed guy, but he's not level-headed. But just in comparison to Jerry Jones, he seems level-headed.
Do you think it's weird that they never let him talk?
Like,
Like Stephen Jones never talks.
he probably finds a way.
Who could take that up? I mean, it's got to be like Jeff Bezos or somebody like who could buy out that.
Richer than Jerry Jones.
Yeah,
Oh,
like, who's
yeah.
gonna come
who
in?
even qualifies
Yeah.
to make that kind
Jerry's
of purchase?
keeping that in the family till
That's
we're
not-
all
yeah.
long gone.
But yeah, I think
The Joneses.
when he croaks, they'll be better.
God, Terrell. Till this guy starts his.
Move on. Let's real quick look
No life
at
is
Monday
lost.
Night Football's game. 5-2 Steelers taking on the 2-5 Giants. I think it's gonna be a competitive football game. Actually,
Yeah, I don't.
I do.
Who would you start your franchise with? Russell Wilson at this point or Daniel Jones at this point?
Jesus.
That is a really,
These are the hard-hitting questions.
This is what
that's
they're
a
rolling
really
out.
good, awful question.
This is what
Yeah.
they're rolling out.
I don't even want to answer it, but it's funny that it's even a thing because I don't know. I really don't know. Russell Wilson's gonna start. He's probably gonna play well tomorrow because the Giants secondary is awful.
Not great.
And then we'll see. Millicham's just playing,
yeah,
so a shootout maybe that'd be kind of fun.
that's like a Daniel Jones and Russell Wilson shootout. Why do the Giants keep getting on prime time?
Why do we keep having to talk about this?
They're always on prime time. How do they get prime
And
time?
the Eagles Bengals got flexed out. The hell?
I don't. Who's making these? It must be a Giants fan who's the schedule guy. Like I enjoy the Giants much. And no, that's not true.
What did you just say?
We need someone else to be in charge of because they have the London game too. So they'll be the only game on at 6:30 or 9:30 Eastern or whatever.
Yeah, we can sleep through that.
No, but like they keep getting primetime games.
They keep being the only team on at
God,
a certain
let's
moment.
not deal with Daniel Jones.
Other side of the ball, Steelers with Russell Wilson. It's going to continue. I think he's going to look good tomorrow. And we'll just have to ride that train.
Steelers fans are hyped. I've talked to several of them
You
in
know
the
what?
last week.
I'm for it. Whatever. I mean,
Let them be good.
I think they made the wrong decision. I still hold to that.
Yeah.
But it looked fine last week. I think you just made a move to assure that you will have another at least 500 season.
And you will pick a quarterback in the top 5 or 10 because you're having this season and you're gonna be trapped in this constant cycle of mediocrity.
What's next for Justin Fields?
I mean, I think for this season they have to. I mean, they have to give him at least 10 to 12 plays, like some packages for him. Like
Justin Fields?
Yeah.
Justin Fields,
Like a red zone package.
Yeah,
Yeah.
red zone package. Even having both of them on the field would be pretty. Throwing a couple of wrenches in it.
God, poor
Because
Justin
that-
Fields.
I don't know. This is Arthur Smith. He's pretty stupid, so he might not be smart enough to.
He might
keep
have
both-
no quarterbacks on the field at one point.
Najee and Warren and Cordell
Cordero.
Patterson.
Jeez. What's next for Justin Fields though? Like after this, is he
I
just
think he gets another shot this season. I think I was telling you earlier this week. I think he's at least going to be out for 3 weeks of not playing. There, you give Russ a shot.
We talking about after this season?
yeah?
Oh, I don't think he gets another shot at quarterback.
Really?
I think he's
played.
I think he's the Steelers franchise quarterback.
I think he's played well enough that
I think
several
so.
teams will take that.
I mean, 10 total touchdowns, just one turnover.
What's crazy is that like we like him, but like when he was available, no one picked him.
Right, but
Like,
we
I don't
all
think
agree that
GMs
he's
like him.
worth. Like if he went on the market now,
Yeah.
he would have a market. Like the Raiders would go for him.
The Giants, I'm
Yeah.
sure, would go for him. Yeah,
Seattle.
He's interesting. He's hard to read.
That's a great case study. Like, why does the NFL not like?
Why is no one like? Why do GMs not like Fields, but players like him, and then he performs in the field, but it's not to like the aesthetically pleasing 400-yard passing.
And then guys like Daniel Jones get half a decade.
Yeah, then Daniel Jones gets long time, and
Is Justin Fields the Russell Westbrook of the NFL? Like no one likes Westbrook. No one keeps him on his team.
No,
he
Russ
builds up
gets
the
a spot.
stats.
the rest of Hall of Famer.
No,
Yeah.
Russ. I mean, outside of the Clippers, Russ starts everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So he
Fields-
gets a shot.
Fields is interesting. I don't know what happened to him. Poor guy. He's a millionaire, but
So you think they're gonna
I think
sit him the year and they'll bring him back in
The
later?
Steelers, I think Tomlin did the Lone Ranger and went out and put him in there because I think he's trying to get some value for Russell Wilson. I think he's trying to see what he has. Yeah, I think it's the flip. I think he wants to show the guy still got it, and hey, shake his hand, appreciate you, and they're going to search what kind of
the
value they can
offseason.
get him in the offseason.
Yeah. Do you think the deal for Fields has anything to do with why he's not playing? Because if he plays more, they're more likely to have to pay a better round.
the stupid reason why, if that's
I don't
why.
think the Steelers are thinking. I don't think they're thinking like that. I think Tomlin's trying to see what he has in Russ to see if Russ elevates the team, and if they're not significantly better, then in knowing Russ he didn't handle a lot of success that well last year. Like when Denver went on that run and went 6-5, and then he just kind of fizzled out and wasn't that good anymore. So we got to see him under against tough competition. It was the Jets last week. It's the Giants this week. Let's see him against Baltimore. Let's see him against Cincinnati. See him in the division, which I think he's just going to go back to old Russ, and Justin Fields comes back and finishes.
What's their current record?
They're 5-2.
5-2. AJ, you're gonna predict the rest of their season, okay?
All right, let's go.
Giants,
Win.
Commanders.
That's the good one. That's the good team.
I'll say win. I think they've got a better combined offense and defense than the Commanders.
They're at 7-2 at that point. Ravens,
They're going to lose that.
okay, 7-3. Browns, the Jameis Winston Browns.
So it's a different team, different squad.
They're going to win.
Okay, 8 wins.
That's 8, yeah.
Terrell, you keep that. I can't.
Eight,
I can't
8-3.
multitask. Bengals. They're gonna lose to the Bengals. I'm telling you right now. At least once.
They haven't played them yet.
It's a divisional game, so we'll split that. We'll call the loss right here. So
Okay.
8-4.
Then they play the Browns again.
They're going to win that.
Okay. Then they play the Eagles. Slaughter.
Honestly, trying not to be biased, I think the Eagles will win that game.
Yeah, you can be biased. It's all right. They're gonna play the Ravens again.
They
That they split it, right?
yeah. I'll let them split that. So
Really?
they lost already, and then they win this one. Yeah, the
Chiefs.
Steelers are a good team. Yeah, Chiefs. I mean, you can't pick against the Chiefs.
At that point, they'll be 14-0. God, man, give us a break.
Okay, so you picked the Chiefs,
Chiefs win that
and then
one.
they finish it with the Bengals one more time.
Okay, so then they'll win that one.
That's their win. What's their record?
Oh, I was supposed to keep track. They've only lost that at that point. At that point, they've lost 5 games. So
On top of
12-5.
2, so 10-7. Oh, you said 5 total. I thought
they have 5 total losses, so 12-5.
They can win 12 games.
That'd be
I
crazy.
mean, they've started off.
But the thing is, it's not about them winning and losing games. It's how Russ plays. Because Justin Fields had him at 4-2, and they yanked
Yeah,
him
that's
because
true.
he looked okay.
Yeah, I don't know what the line is here for them. Like
You know what's-
4-2, you're out.
They're
You know what's
making
crazy? They wouldn't bench Kenny Pickett last year.
Okay.
Because like the opposite, like they were losing games, or even both the opposite. They were losing games, and he looked bad, and he got like start after start after start. Justin Fields, the more I look at this, just getting done dirty, man.
These are bad franchise type moves. Just what you said. You stick with Kenny Pickett, then you bring in this guy. Bring in Russ. Justin Fields. Russ is hurt. Justin Fields plays. Justin Fields wins you games. Plays well enough to win you games. Plays well just in general.
Yeah.
And then you just bench him. This is like bad franchise type. Are the Steelers? I don't think the Steelers are a bad franchise. But these are the types of move that the Jets make, that the Raiders make, that the Panthers make. I don't understand it.
You know, we mentioned it earlier in the show, and we have to wrap up the show. We'll go after this. Mike Tomlin, I'm starting to sour on the guy.
Tom.
Like I've been such like a fan of his because like obviously he's a beast at the press conferences.
Yeah, he's very good.
He has the record of not having losing seasons, which is kind of flipped on him now.
Yeah.
Because now people are like, well, can you do anything other than that trick? Like, do you do anything else?
Yeah.
I think he might be a little overrated. Like he hasn't had a great team since that Big Ben year, right? Where he won that. Which, by the way, do we realize that's like almost 20 years ago?
A long time ago.
It's a very long time ago.
That's when Ben was young.
Like
Ben's 42.
I don't know. I'm kind of, and he's the one making decisions. He said it last week. Like I went rogue.
Yeah.
I made the decision.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it though. I don't like that the flip floppiness of 4-2. Because what are you rewarding? You were like the reward for winning games should be you keep your job.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, it's the old adage like injury shouldn't cost you your starting job.
I think that's
Same
what
time.
literally he did. Like
That's sucks.
to the vets.
Because he was the in pole position going into it, so he was supposed to be the guy.
He used all the
ways around it.
Yeah.
All the whatever it's called.
It's too late to think.
You know
God,
what, though? We can say all this, but they're winning football games. And they're probably going to win Monday night.
They're definitely going to win Monday night.
They're doing the same. They're winning with Fields. It's just the way they win.
You see, Fields is hurt now too. He's questionable with the hamstring.
Really?
He probably hurt. He's like, I'm not playing with you guys then.
That's
No,
such a
hamstring.
great excuse now. Ah, my hamstring.
No, it's like I'm not gonna. He's probably. I'm not gonna be a.
You can't prove that's not hurt.
I'm not gonna be a red zone running back for you guys. No, like I'm a
I wouldn't.
quarterback. He's
I
like-
wouldn't.
It's like no, I've hurt hamstring.
If I say Fields and like, oh, you have a package for me where I'm going to be a battering ram at the no, I'm not going to do that. I'm trying to be a starting quarterback next year.
Yeah. So my calf
Stick
hurts.
it in your ass, Arthur.
My calf, and my shoulder hurts. So prove me wrong, douche.
Justin Fields needs to start standing up for himself. He needs to start being a dick.
He's too nice. He needs to go to Sean Payton camp, learn how to be a douchebag, and then you'll be fine.
Why won't Sean Payton take him?
You can't have two douchebags. Oh, because Bo Nix is the future.
It took you too well to get there.
Good looks.
All right, let's wrap up the show. Thanks so much for joining us. If you're still listening, episode 175. We will see you on Wednesday with another episode. Enjoy Monday Night Football, and have a great week. Bye.
Peace.